Morning guys, welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is a psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, and obstacles in our lives, as well as a self-improvement process to reach the high goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves, as well as those around us. If you'd like a brief introduction, a brief summary as to how we break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, sub-series, analogies, and so on and so forth, you can check that out on the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years, stripped to January 2021 and beyond, for more updated versions. And that will include the copyright-free music, content live stream schedule, and as well as how we divvy the 15-minute live stream into 11 segments and 3 phases, so that won't take too much of your time. That being said, let's dive into the second segment today, which is usually a kind of table of contents kind of stuff. 2 points. First of all, this is a solve A5 override, as usual, a rule to break all other rules, a system principle to free myself from the system and be purely practical and get what most urgently needs done. And secondly, Secondly, if you want to skip ahead, skip the introduction. This shortened abridged introduction of 1.5 minutes. Just fast forward, into about 1 minute into the live stream or the video on demand on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're coming from, and then you just dive into the content, which is what you see right here, right now. So take a look on the screen. What you see is what you get, the content. Up here we have phase 2 items on the left hand side, phase 3 items obviously on the right hand side, usually has to do with the physical material world, other real people, real objects. On the left hand side is all the digital stuff as opposed to physical stuff. So phase 2 we have this collage. This collage is run through very briefly what we see here, and then we'll cover each of these in detail on their own. Not too much detail though. So you see some TED videos I've captured, some having to do with music, some having to do with drums, interviews with musicians, and so on and so forth. We have some commentary above reflecting on those, so just on YouTube and so on and so forth, and some downloads of other less to do with music, but also to do with life and management and potential. We have Peterson there. We also have someone else who talks about, I can't remember what it was specifically, but we'll get to that in a moment. At the very bottom, we also have some stuff having to do with recording the sessions, the business health research sessions with the side company that I'm working with. We also have, doing business with something to do with envelopes and credit cards and stuff like that, banking, financial repertoire, so basically renewal of credit cards. If I go to the right hand side, we have some mooncakes even, as well as a phone call to do for that financial business, so much overlap. Sure, financial business, whatever you want to call it, renewal. Over here we have the next collage. You can see mooncakes once again, top all the way mooncakes. It was just kind of scan out. Maybe I was going to receive something, maybe I was not. I did not know, so I said, I might as well capture it in case the inventory is something I actually receive. I didn't get it yet, but maybe over the weekend, or maybe not at all. Anyways, it's covered already. We also have the middle layer. The middle layer here has to do with, again, business sessions, business, health, and research into cellular nutrition. So I'm just capturing some of those who are convention and then sharing it over to one of my business partners, KW, fantastic individual. We have the very bottom here, once again, a little bit having to do with scanned documents of credit card renewal mail, so receiving that, as well as philosophy and some class 2 food I ate yesterday. So that's what we're going to try to cover today, as well as in the backdrop. If we get rid of all this stuff here, you can see in the backdrop here, the room's been completely changed as a whole. Over there it's much cleaner. Over here it's like very structured, organized. There's still a lot of clutter and mess I still have to work with, so this will be probably cleared over the weekend, if at best. So we're going to talk about this and some of the stuff here that I have to get rid of within this live stream. So we have 11 minutes left. Let's dive right into it. Phase 2. Let's go. So we'll start off with the voice recording. So on the left hand side, as well as the live stream. So right here, live stream right here, if you're watching it right now. So the media assets as well as relationships, the media assets on the left hand side. So most importantly, in the past 24 hours, I would say I got in touch. I got to speak with, get to chat a little bit, very short conversation with someone who I fell off with for a long time ago at the workplace, which is, it's a very special kind of workplace where the colleagues treat each other like family. And I always try to resign and try to run away, keep my distance from them, because I know I've been going through some really bad shit, okay, for quite some time now. And I was able to catch up with them, and that was due to, thankfully, their patience with me, because I feel like I really am I've got to be the number one ass on the company. I mentioned this before, And then at the same time, the HR manager is encouraging me to, it's okay because relationships are repairable, even though I have a chronic sense of disbelief and faith in relationships in general. So that was something very serious, and I'm very much appreciative and thankful for the people of color in my life. And so let's say JM helped in a little bit yesterday, went out of my way to say, hi, how you doing? I'm going to help you with this kind of stuff here because, it's just good to see you again, and I'm sorry about what happened and whatever, that kind of stuff. And then same thing with someone else, his brother as well. And also giving some gifts to some general, just sharing some food, between me. I know it doesn't seem like the right time for that because of COVID-19, but with some other colleagues. And so just some patchwork generally in terms of relationships covered on that kind of recording there. We also have some stuff here, and again, this is something that I would, might listen down 20 years down the road and say, oh, I remember. So then over here we have this live stream as well. So that's also the one that you're watching right now is also a media asset, a recording device, a method, a strategy to get this all down. Okay, moving on. That took a little bit too long, because it was important, clearly. Okay, so let's move on to some other assets. So this is Stoic Reflections. So segments 4, 5 done, segment 6 now. The scariest moment is always just before you start, by Stephen King. As usual, copyright notice, not my shit, not my stuff. This is over on Instagram on Stoic Reflections page. It's one of the few pages I actually follow. And I barely go on Instagram anyways, but this is one of the few things I follow because philosophy, as I mentioned, is a figurative father to my life, as I was lacking one throughout my entire life. Alright, so moving on. And I would say, this is debatable because sometimes there are things that are actually far more fearful and intimidating as you start the journey, but you understand, you get the gist of what he's trying to say. Moving on. TED Talks, so how to translate the feeling into sound. If you guys want the links to this, I don't actually have my description, I apologize. But you can just search the titles, right? Translate the feeling into sound, Claudio TEDx Perth. So how a song written by perfect stranger can feel as written by you. Composer, producer, Claudia explains her art, purpose, technique. And I thought it was very interesting because she really was running through how she as a music producer and so on and so forth converts feeling into music. And that's something I've always wanted to, understand. I was something I wanted to learn to do, and I found this is someone who can do it much more better and professionally than I could ever dream of. And that's here she is giving this TED Talk to a bunch of people, and I downloaded that video, so you can find that again on YouTube. Here's another one, another musician by Maytal out of Chaos. So she's a drummer, and she's going through her past story about how she was largely discouraged, very heavily discouraged, kind of like I was from any sort of artistic endeavor. And ironically, we ended up pursuing it anyways, and it panned out well for her. And I'm very glad that she did do what she did, because she's made quite a substantial following and made a career out of it. But it was obviously very difficult for her at the time, and here's her giving that talk about that. Now that being said, I still have a real affection for the serious STEM degrees, like STEM, science, technology, mathematics. That's actually where my base is still and will forever be. But the fact is, I still have a major appreciation for amalgamating and combining the arts, engineering, science, mathematics, and humanities all together, philosophy, psychiatry, stuff like that. Okay, TEDx Boca Raton, that's where she was. Here's, okay, this is Claudio again, once again, this is just kind of the introduction to her video. Here's some things, that, once again, that's Maytal with the chaos thing, so I can skip that. And, oh, that's one of her music videos. I'm wondering why I have so many here, because there was also a music video that she created, and I never actually listened to music from her, but I just took a look at it, and there's this really great singer that she has in there, I believe Sahaj, so he has a great voice, so great singer. Okay, moving on. Before we get into other TEDx videos I downloaded, we also have some stuff here. This is like a Usana session, so this is like the health and biomedical research in cellular nutrition and how to, develop products that actually benefit each of the different organ systems. Apologies. So basically, this one particular, this session focused on Matt Grievers, an Olympic athlete champion. So I did download that, and there was also one for an opening on Friday session about 2-3, like maybe a full-on month and a half ago. And so I just downloaded some of these things here, or not downloaded, but screen captured it. Okay, so moving on, we also have more TED videos. Ooh. Oh, I see what happened. hold on a second. I think I've missed on something here. Yeah. I have something that's missing, I noticed. Okay, so I'll go here and just say that there's supposed to be there's supposed to be 2 screenshots of something else that I missed, but let's see if I can't find it. Okay, I apologize. I can't find it. But basically, there was supposed to be a download. That was a bit of a interruption. Sorry about that. But basically, I was supposed to show this video converter or downloader, and it had 2 extra TED Talks from, if you know Jordan Peterson, so clinical psychiatrist, and he was talking about potential 8 years ago, like 2014, before all this shit went down for him, unfortunately. He's talking about potential. It was a great TED Talk about the potential of humanity and of people as individuals and the actualization of that potential. Also, there was a TED Talk given by someone else about the jack of all trades versus the master of one. And oftentimes it's better to be the jack of trades, although to be a person who's skilled at many in general than to be specialized in only one niche. Even though you sacrifice on that one particular niche, you compensate massively and are much more successful at life by pursuing the general route, by becoming a well-rounded individual who has breadth. Okay, so I'm just trying to summarize here because I obviously don't have the media assets there. All right, so moving on, we have about 2-3 minutes left. At this point, the mail. That's what I have to cover now. So we have some mail here. This is like finance and stuff like that. I did a phone call to activate the credit card that was out. That's all it was. One of them actually was going to expire in about the next month, so I had to cover that. Here's like more mail once again. We have some food I want to cover. Here's them. Yeah, that kind of mail. Okay, moving on. We also have some food here. Scrambled eggs with tomatoes, as well as bean sprouts. These are traditional Chinese home-style cooking. This is from my domestic garden. So this class 2 item has to show my gratitude and appreciation for this food. Anytime you receive a meal from someone, it's them trying to take care of you. That being said, let's move on to some things I also was capturing here. So we have some mooncakes here. Not in my room, not in my stuff. But there was a real chance that they might give 1 or 2 to me over the weekend. So I said I might as well capture it now in the off chance that they do pass it to me. Then I have to record the inventory. This is actually something I purchased for them though. This is different. A White Lotus mooncake. No, this is them purchasing it for me. This is something I purchased for them. This one on the right hand side. So here's the one they purchased on the left hand side. So it's like this mooncake, very flowery design. White Lotus mooncake with 2 egg yolks. Okay. So I didn't receive it, that's fine, and basically that's all the class 2 items there. I want to cover a little bit now just how the desktop looks. So this is a post snapshot, right? This is after I've completely rearranged and reoriented the room, but there's a lot clearer to get through. So if you see there's a lot of like drinks and organization of some clips there, as well as some money on the floor. We have to talk about that. There's also some mail in the backdrop we want to get to, right? Because we mentioned that already. So why don't we just get right into it? And I'm going to save some of these photographs for tomorrow morning since I don't have enough time in this live stream to get rid of everything. We'll get rid of some stuff that we can in the next 45 seconds. So we can say here there's some trash right on this tabletop, right? We're going to talk about this. Put this away. I also want to mention here, we still haven't stored everything out here, but this is something that I want to purchase. Nut clusters, has keto snack, has a lot of almonds and walnuts, chia seeds, very good, high on fiber, everything. I want to purchase a package over the weekend for one of my colleagues, ML. We have some cash here and the credit card here that I've broken and bent over a couple times because I want to throw it away alongside with this trash here. And we also have some money here that I had to refill into my wallet because it's running out of cash. And this is also garbage, so I'll put all that kind of garbage inside this bag and take it out. Last thing, but the mail from Walmart, from the credit card, I can actually file away now since I've scanned it and put it onto the laptop. So that's kind of everything now, and I have to end this live stream and get to work. So that being said, I'll see you tomorrow.